Okay, hello, guys. Oh boy, it's been a while. Then again, I did that. Oh yeah. Anyways, I did say that I was gonna go on vacation, and I did go on vacation, and now I'm back. But you didn't expect me to stream today, though. I know. I do surprise myself as well. Wait, hold on. Let me just put on some music. Oh my god, she is loud. Okay, right. So, as I was saying, I did say that I would be back and I would stream today. So here I am doing what I said I would do. What is the point of this? I'm sorry, I'm so out of practice with streaming at this point. It's been a week and I feel like I have to start learning this whole thing all over again, which basically happens every time I go on extended breaks. So yeah. Anyways, I am not gonna lie, I am super exhausted. So like I said, I came back, I flew back to India yesterday. It was like an 8.5 hour flight, and I tried to sleep, but I didn't get like a lot of rest. Unfortunately, just like too many sounds. It's just like I couldn't like sleep well. I think I slept for like 2 hours, and I did end up watching like 3 movies just because I just couldn't sleep, and I came back and then I thought I wasn't able to take a nap after coming back because I had to adjust my sleep schedule all over again to match my work timing. So I had to stay up throughout the night, which wasn't easy. I was so exhausted. I did take a short nap, but yeah, I thought I'd sleep in today because I did go to sleep early yesterday, but that didn't happen as well. I just automatically woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep after that. I hate it when that happens, you know. It's like, girl, I know you're tired and I'm trying to give you sleep, but you won't let me sleep. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I wasn't really able to sleep much. I did take a power nap before the stream and I almost didn't wake up, but I made sure that I was lying in a very uncomfortable way so I wouldn't like slip away. uh, but yeah, god, I'm so tired. I do have this weird drink. Okay, so it was supposed to be like they advertised it like a strawberry, it's called a strawberry fluff, and they advertised it like a strawberry milkshake in a sense, but now that I'm drinking it, there's like barely any milk here, and it's like mostly just strawberry juice, which is like, okay, I mean, I don't mind strawberry juice, but it's just not what I signed up for, you know. Like, I expected like a thick milkshake, not just strawberry juice with like just like a hint of milk in it, but I don't want that. But it's what we have. So yeah. Anyways, gosh, it's been a while. I hope you guys were doing well while I was gone. I mean, why wouldn't you? Unless like you had like things like exams and stuff, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. Oh, God. This like one of the things I don't like about chatting streams is like in the beginning it's just you and I'm just basically like talking to myself and I'm just like I'm not the most interesting person. Like I would get bored of me real soon. Oh boy. But it is what it is. I mean, I could have scheduled the stream like earlier, like created stream whatever it is that we create. I can't, my mind is not functioning right now. But it didn't end up doing it because I was like, I wasn't sure if I would be able to stream again. Like I said, I was super exhausted, and I just finished like an 8-hour shift. 9 hour actually. Yeah, I just finished like a 9-hour shift, and I'm just like so tired from that. Right. So, like I was saying, I'm just gonna keep yapping as I planned on yapping. I do have like a more structured idea of what I want to talk about, which is I know it's unusual. I usually just go off on different tangents and just never end up making any sense, but so like I said, I just want to talk about the trip in general. It was pretty fun. It was like super exhausting though, and I want to go like day by day. I think that would make sense. So like I told you guys before I left, I went on vacation to Japan for a week. Unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of time, so we could only explore like Tokyo. But even with that, I felt like we couldn't see all of it. Like it's just so big. There's so many districts within Tokyo, and we weren't able to see all of them. But it is what it is. Anyways, the flight there was okay. It's an 8.5 hour flight, and like if you consider like things like the time you spend at the airport, like here in Delhi you have to for an international flight you need to be at the airport like 4 hours early, which is absurd. Okay, 4 hours early is fucking absurd, but it's what we had to deal with. So basically that's 8.5 hours to fly to Japan plus 4 more hours, around 12.5 hours I'd say. I woke up in early in the morning. I like didn't really have much of a choice in that matter. I had to get some work done before we left for the airport, so I got that taken care of. Then we headed to the airport. Everything was, I think, it was kind of fine. I mean, we arrived at the airport. We thankfully had access to the lounge. So we flew with Japan Airlines, and we had access to their lounge. It was pretty good. They had like, it was a freaking big lounge. They had like multiple areas where you could just sit and like have whatever they had in their buffet. Then they had these sleeping pods, which I definitely used. Not the most comfortable thing, because the sleeping pods basically don't have beds. They have these chairs that recline, and they don't go all the way back. I mean, they can go all the way back, but if you recline all the way back, your legs would be in the air, and yeah, it's just like a weird setup, but I took advantage of it anyways. I think I slept for like an hour in the sleeping pod. Then I got something to eat, and then we boarded our flight. Again, it's an 8.5 hour flight. I was asleep for most of it because I was exhausted as heck. Like, the flight attendants did come by, and like they woke me up multiple times to like give me food. Which, you know, that's fine. I like food. But yeah, I was asleep for most of the flight. I didn't like I was so the issue I think for me was that I was sitting beside my mom, and like, oh my god, she kept waking me up. She's like, oh, you can do this with your chair, oh, you can do that with your chair, oh, you can do... I'm like, lady, I don't care, I'm sleeping. And then she finally fell asleep as well, so I could sleep in peace. I don't really remember much of the flight, like going to Japan, because again I was sleeping, and by the time I woke up we were almost there, and then when we landed it was around like 7 a.m. in Tokyo. So yeah, long as flight. And the biggest I think issue for us was that they don't have a concept of early check-ins there, so we could only check into our hotel by like 3, but we were in Tokyo by 7 a.m. So we had like a lot of time to kill. We had way too much time to kill. I mean, see, we would have opted for a late. We really didn't have much of a choice when it comes to flights, because most of the flights going there were like ones that left here at night and arrived in Tokyo in the morning. And the one flight that left early morning and arrived in Tokyo in the evening was like super expensive. So, win some, so you lose some, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, so we had like a bunch of time to kill. So we did go to our hotel once because they had this option that you could just like drop off your luggage there. So we did that, but we'd only be able to check in, like go to our room like after 3. So, but they did tell us that after 3 they'd just like take our luggage automatically like to our room. So once we came back, we didn't have to like stick around. We got our room keys and everything, and we headed out. To be honest, if I had a choice, I wouldn't plan too much for our first day, because again, 8.5-hour flight, it doesn't make sense to be roaming around too much, but it wasn't in my hands. That's what happens when you're traveling with family, you know. Yeah, but I plans, like we had this plan to kind of explore the Ueno area, but it really just got derailed because we were all we were all super tired. And oh my god, the one thing I did, like I was in Tokyo for a week, and the one thing I learned is that you have to walk so much. And it might seem like an absurd thing to complain about, like okay, it's just walking, but really it's like on if you look up something on the map, like Google Maps, and just to see where you have to go, and it'll be like, Google Maps will be like, oh yeah, you know, you have to go to this particular area, it'll only take like 5 minutes. And then you start walking towards it and you realize, oh my god, I've been walking for the past 15 minutes, what the fuck happened? And it's also, I think, like, it's not very straightforward, because for a lot of places you have to go through these like tiny alleyways, and if you're not careful about it, you just get like really turned around. And for some reason, I wasn't the one in charge of the GPS. Like, every time we had to go somewhere, somehow the GPS would land in my hands and I had to lead the way, and I'm just like, why is this my responsibility? But whatever. I did it, okay? I did it. I read the fucking map and I did it. Which is, I feel like it's like a very obvious thing. Anyone should be able to do this. But yeah. The first day, we did go to the zoo, which turned out to be super crowded. Like, basically, every fucking place in Tokyo is always crowded at all times, even on the weekdays. Like, do you people not go to work? I don't understand. Like, we generally thought that since it's the weekday, it wouldn't be as crowded, because, you know, people would be at school, people would be at work. But my god, the zoo was filled with families. And like, so they have like a panda exhibition. They have 2 pandas in there. So, and I've never seen a panda, so I wanted to see the panda. And we somehow find our way to the panda exhibition, because like the map that they gave us was so confusing. And there's like this huge line in front of it. Like, it took us, and I was like, is it worth it? Maybe I can just like, they had this board with the pandas pictures on it, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna leave. When my sibling made me stay, so we stood in line for like 30 minutes to get into the enclosure. And in the enclosure, they only allow you to like stay for a minute. Like, you have 1 minute to click as many pictures as you want and admire the panda as much as you want. Now, the issue here was that, so they have 2 pandas, one male, one female, and I expected that both of them would be in the same enclosure, but I was very wrong, because when we arrived inside the enclosure, it turned out that there was only like 1 panda there. And I was just, at first I was very confused. I was like, what happened? And like, this panda, she was asleep. She was asleep throughout the whole thing. She was like half her body was hidden behind this rock, and she would not move. At one point I was like, is she alive? I could see like, okay, she is breathing, like her body's moving slightly, and she would not move. No matter what happened, she did not move an inch. So we waited 30 minutes in line to see the pandas back for a minute, and then we had to leave. And when we were walking around, like looking for our way back, uh, it turns out that there are two panda enclosures, the one that we went to and another one for the male panda, which also had like a huge line. And actually the line for the male panda was like much like longer, and I was just like, yeah, no thank you. If I have to stand another 30 minutes in a line in this heat, I would probably pass away. So yeah, anyways, I think we spent like 2 hours in the zoo, and we couldn't even explore the whole thing because we were so freaking tired. So we ended up leaving, and then we just spent like a few hours just roaming around Ueno. We visited a shrine, and I did this whole that wooden board thing where you write your wish and you tie it up. So I got to do that, which was fun, I guess. But anyway, so we were roaming around in Ueno. We were looking for a place to eat, and even that proved to be a bit difficult because like every place that we went by seemed to have like a long line. Like there was this one cafe we found online, like we were just using our GPS to like find it, and like our GPS kept saying that, oh, you've arrived, and I'm like, I couldn't find that place for the life of me. And and then I noticed like this small cafe which has like this line of people outside, and these people have been standing there for like a while because we passed them by multiple times, and I realized, oh, this is the location, and it's just like another whole line of people, and I was just like, yeah, no, that's not happening. So we found like another place, sat there for a bit. At this point I was just so exhausted, I couldn't even like bring myself to eat anything. So we just had something to drink. I did get to try like one of those gacha machines with those tiny balls inside, and they have like a toy that you can like roll for, I guess. I did that. They had like a shop full of those, and each machine was dedicated to like a different show. So there was like one for Shinchan, Doraemon, like just all this other stuff. There was one for Cardcaptor Sakura, which I got super excited about, but then I realized that it's not for Cardcaptor Sakura characters, it was for Cardcaptor Sakura outfits, which was like super confusing, and I was like, okay, never mind. I did roll on the Full Metal Alchemist one. I really wanted Roy. I got Alan instead. Good. Sure, it it just shows my gacha luck everywhere is just abysmal. But it's fine. I like Al. He's adorable as well. So I got this like tiny Al keychain, which I don't know how to use because I can't get it to open for the life of me. So it's like I have to somehow figure that out, which I'm not looking forward to. Wait, just give me 1 second. Okay, anyways. I do have that keychain even now, but I still haven't figured out a way to kind of like latch it onto my bag or anything else, so yay for that. Oh my god, I can't believe it's Tuning Fork. How have you been? It was fun. I had a good time, though I was so exhausted, like super exhausted. Like every day we went out early in the morning, we came back at night, I hit the bed and immediately just passed out. I was so tired. anyways, I was talking about like the stuff I did during my vacation. So anyway, so like the first day was spent just basically in this fog of super tiredness because 8 hour flight. What do you expect? For the first 3 days of my vacation, we did stay at a Disney hotel because we were visiting Disneyland as well. Oh yeah, definitely. So for the first day, so when we finally got to check into our hotel room, oh my god, it was like it made me want to cry. Okay, I almost cried because we were only able to get this themed room for Alice in Wonderland. So it had like this there was this one section in the room with like this I don't know how to explain it. Basically they had 3 beds, 2 normal beds, and one was like a bay window sort of a bed just without the window. And on the wall they had this beautiful painting of Alice just like in the Wonderland forest. And I don't know, I was like not I knew that we had a character room, but I wasn't expecting it to be like that. It was just like really pretty. And like basically every single thing in that room was themed after Alice in Wonderland. Like the bed had this Queen of Hearts symbol with the one part of the heart being red and the other part being black. And for the washrooms, the doors, they had a picture of Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and inside there was like a frosted window with the Cheshire Cat made on it. I know I sound like a kid. It's like one of those things I always wanted to do and never thought I would get to. So yeah, I was super excited. But yeah, after the first day and the very very disappointing panda sightings, I just came back, took a bath. Took a bath and kind of just passed out. But the hotel was so big and so pretty. They had like 2 stores, like they had their own convenience store with food and stuff. Then they had a store which was just like merch. So apparently in Japan they start doing promotions for Halloween themed stuff from September onwards. So they had like this huge display of Halloween themed merch. And apparently Disneyland Tokyo has a set of characters I have never heard of in my life. Duffy and Friends. I've never heard of them ever. I don't know where they're from, but my god, they are super popular there. Like they have this whole store just dedicated to Duffy and Friends. You get like these stuffed toys, keychains, like basically all kinds of merch. I did end up buying a set of sunglasses shaped like a bear. I did post it on my Twitter as well. Still have no idea who Duffy is or who his friends are, but I have his sunglasses. I don't know, I just found it very odd. So so Tokyo has 2 Disney parks, not one, 2. There's Tokyo Disneyland and there's Tokyo Disney Sea. So the second day we went to Tokyo Disneyland. So if you're staying in one of their hotels, you do get early entry into the amusement park, but it's only by like 15 minutes. So when we arrived, there was like a huge line of people. Again, it's a freaking Monday. Do these people not work? I'm like, these people love their Disneyland. That's all I can say. Like, there were so many people there, and like, I only saw like a few foreigners. Most of them were Japanese, and like they were like all of them were there with like kids who were like 5-6 years old. Like there was just like a line of strollers. like each ride in Disneyland had a specific area where you can put your strollers when you're standing in line for the ride, and they were like jam packed. I was like, oh my god, okay. I don't know, bro. Like, anytime I've been to an amusement park during the weekday, I usually expect them to be empty, and they usually are here at least. But over there, it was like completely full of people. Yeah, the magical land of capitalism, and will sue or copyright strike. Good old Disney. Though actually, Disneyland Tokyo is not owned by Disney. It's owned by a completely different corporation. They just license the Disney characters, but they're not owned. The amusement parks aren't owned by Disney. So, yeah. I again wasn't expecting there to be such a crowd on like a Monday, but there was. And so the only other big amusement park I've ever been to is Universal. And with Universal, when you purchase like a park ticket, you also get the option of getting something called a fast pass, right? You get the option of something called a fast pass. So they have two queues. One is the normal queue where you stand with everybody else and wait in line for your turn, and the fast pass, there's you get early entry for every ride, and you can only go to each ride once, but you get early entry. Disney doesn't have anything like that, at least the one in Tokyo. So each ride had a wait time of at least 30 minutes. 30 minutes if it wasn't a popular ride. If it was a popular ride, so if it's a popular ride, then the wait time can go up to like 120 fucking minutes. And I was like, what the hell, man? Crowded on usual days and overcrowded on weekend, so pick your choice. There's just no escape, I guess. So there's this like one ride in Tokyo Disneyland which is like super famous. It's like it's themed. It's called Beauty and the Beast, Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast. So basically, it's like this whole ride where you sit in a teacup and you get to go through these animatronics playing out the story of Beauty and the Beast. It's beautiful. So listen. In my defense, I'm a very emotional person. If there's like even this tiniest bit of a sad scene going on in front of me, I will cry. Right? It could be like a comedy show with like a sad line just like there in the middle of the routine. I will cry. My eyes fill up with tears. I can't help it. So while we were in the Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast, like the first ride, there's like, so the animatronics are obviously playing out the story, and there's this one point in the story where, I'm not gonna say spoiler alert because you should know this by now, but there's this one point, right, where Belle thinks Beast is dead and she's like crying over him. I'm just sitting there and I'm crying. Okay, I wasn't full on crying, but I had tears in my eyes, and like it's in the teacup, like 6 people can sit, and like apart from my family, there was like another family of 3, and they were just looking at me like in this super weird way because I'm just sitting there like batting my eyes, trying to wipe my tears away. They were just like, bro, what the fuck? I'm like, listen, I can't help it. It's not my fault they chose to show something sad. But yeah, after we finished that, right, it was like super impossible to get into anything else. Every other ride had like a 15-20 minute wait, and my mom got so frustrated because like again she's standing with us, right, and like we were standing in line for this roller coaster, and the wait time on the app was like around 20 minutes. So we're waiting, and like obviously when you're waiting for so long you expect the ride to be super long and amazing. But the roller coaster was like a 2-minute ride. So when we got on, the roller coaster went. It ended, and my mom was like, what the hell? This is it? she had so much criticism for Disney. After that, she's like, look at these long wait times, and these rides are also not that great. What is the point? What is the point? I'm like, mother, please. But even then, like, we went there super early in the morning, and even then we couldn't ride everything. It was just impossible to do. But we did get to sit for, oh god, this was so funny. So Disney has these two passes. There's a premier, the 40th anniversary pass, and the premier access pass. So if you get either, you basically get early entry for a ride. We got a 40th anniversary pass for a parade, and like according to the tickets that we got, we had assigned seating. So we were like, oh great, we are set. We arrived at the location for the parade, and we're like, oh, where are us? Like, we see like this sort of garden like area where there are chairs, and we thought, okay, that's where we're gonna sit, right? And like the Disney people come and they like to get our tickets, and they're like, oh no, you sit here, and they point at the road, like the pathway. They had these letters written into it, like A1, A2, A, like seat numbers, and basically getting a priority pass for a parade means you sit on the ground and you watch it. I'm like, wait, what? Because you think that, oh, you get like a closer view, but then people can just come and stand in front of you. What's the point? But we did watch the parade. It was okay. It wasn't that great. It was just basically like a electric parade. So basically they had these giant floats with lots of lights, and like basically for all the Disney characters. No, I sat down, I watched as much as I could, and then I got super bored, and I was like, hey, you want to leave? My mom was like, hell yeah, and we left. But again, we couldn't do all the rides there. But I did notice one thing. Anybody, like the people who visit Disney, like really love Disney. Like there were so many people who were in full outfits, dressed, cosplaying as Disney characters. Like I saw someone dressed up like Rapunzel, like in a pink gown, not even like a short version of it, like a full length gown, blonde wig going all the way down to their waist, and like a face full of makeup and the tiara and everything. Like she was dedicated. And it wasn't just her, there were just like so many people who were dressed like Disney characters, and they weren't even like people working for Disney, like pretending to be the character or to interact with people. No, these were just normal people visiting the park cosplaying as these characters. Like at one point I was waiting in line to get some food, and I see this guy, and I'm not sure if he was dressed as a Disney character because he reminded me, wait, what is his name? That one guy from Soul Eater. Yeah, he was dressed like Death the Kid from Soul Eater. At least that's what it looked like to me. So basically, he had a wig on, he had a full suit on with boots and makeup and everything, and he was effortlessly going through the park, not sweating, not tired, nothing. And I am like on the verge of collapsing, and this man is just there flexing. Oh god, these people like dedicated as fuck, man. I don't even know how they do it, but oh. Also, I'm not sure why he was dressed like Death the Kid. I don't know what that has to do with Disney. I'm pretty sure it was some other character, and I'm like confusing it, but yeah. A lot of Twisted Wonderland fans, though. Like, there were so many of them, and at one point I wanted to take a picture with one of them, but then I was like, yeah, okay, let's not do that. This person is here to enjoy the park, not take pictures. Though I really don't know how you get on the rides and like with all of this like this full length cosplay I really don't know how they do it, but they do it. Like they have that dedication and they do it. And for them, like standing in line for like 30-50 minutes is like so normal. They're just so casual about it. Like 20 minutes into standing into a line and I get so exhausted I'm ready to like keel over. But these people are just standing, chilling, and I'm like, I don't know how you guys have this so much, like have this amount of stamina and patience. I could never. So yeah, that's basically how our first day in Disney ended. The food was okay. Like we didn't eat all that much because again, even for like getting food there are long lines and you have to do something called like a mobile order. So we did eat a bunch of churros. Apparently churros are very famous there. And had a bunch of ice cream. I had so much ice cream on my trip. Not even just in Disney, just like in general. It was like any place we went to, it's like, oh, what do we eat? Oh, look, ice cream. We had ice cream for some reason. But yeah. Second day, third day, we went to Tokyo Disney Sea, which is like, it's less rides, and the areas are more like aesthetically pleasing, I'd say. Like you had this one area called the Arabian Coast, which is like all the buildings and shops and everything is themed after stories like Aladdin. Then so again, this even on the third day, Tuesday, the whole area was super crowded. We barely managed to get like priority access for a few rides. There is one ride over there that's again super popular, which is the Frozen tale of Anna and Elsa, basically Frozen, which consistently had a wait time of like 120 to 150 minutes. And I was like, yeah, no, not gonna do that. But yeah, we did get to do more thrilling rides here. Oh, I did go to Space Mountain, got a picture and everything. It's super funny. I wanted to go again, but I couldn't, unfortunately. We did more thrilling rides here though. There's I think my favorite one was the journey to the center of the earth. So basically it's basically a ride which takes you like they have this whole volcano sort of thing made like structure made, and the roller coaster like goes through it, and at the end of it goes like all the way to the top, and then there's like a sudden drop. And the fun part for me was that they kept on building up anticipation for the ride. So you'd had certain sections where it would go up and then suddenly go down, but it wasn't like that steep of a drop. So it was just like, oh my god, it's here, oh my god, it's here, oh my god, it's here. And when it actually happens, amazing. Loved it. I wanted to do it again, but my family was like, no, once is enough. And then there's this one, the Tower of Terror. This one was fine. Basically, Tower of Terror, the ride goes it's like you get into an elevator and goes all the way up, and then it drops down, then goes up again and it drops down again. That's basically it. Goes up twice, drops down twice, and the end. Though over here, because wait times are so long, they have this entire setup made, which is like explaining the story of the ride. So like for instance, with Tower of Terror, you enter and it's like a hotel, so you get to see the paintings of like the person who owned the hotel, and you get to learn more about him. He's basically like this dude who used to go on expeditions and bring back stuff from these expeditions from like different regions. And during one of his expeditions, he went to like this tribe and got this statue thingy, which turned out to be evil and ended up killing him. And he died basically in the elevator. It went all the way up and dropped down. So that's basically the ride. Yeah, basically. And the thing is, this everything is in Japanese, and I don't know Japanese, but context clues. Hi Stu, how are you? You're never too late. You just it's a chatting stream. All you did was miss me yapping about stuff. So yeah, that was that was a interesting ride, I guess. Tower of Terror, I actually got really started feeling motion sick after it, so I had to sit down for a bit. Then what was another interesting ride? We did but I love to hear you yap also. Ooh. I'm trying to remember another another ride that I really loved, and I'm just kind of blanking. What was another ride that I liked a lot? Yeah, I really can't think of anything else. All the other rides were fine. They were okay. Indiana Jones is like a pretty popular ride, but unfortunately wasn't working the day we went there. Then we did get to go to the Anna and Elsa ride, and given how popular it is, I found it to be very okay. Like with Beauty and the Beast ride, they go through the entire story. With the Frozen one, they go through the beginning parts of the story with the animatronics, and then it just cuts short, and it just didn't feel like worth the wait, to me at least. They also have like a Rapunzel ride, which is similar, where you sit in a boat and you get to see the story of Rapunzel played out by animatronics. There's this one part in the ride where you're in this the song where they the but at last I see the light song with all the lanterns. So you're sitting in the boat, and then Rapunzel and Eugene are also in a boat and singing to each other, which was kind of cool. But again, it also cuts short for some reason. It never really goes into like the later part of the story with Rapunzel realizing who she is and her hair getting cut off and all that jazz. I don't know why. It was like a 6-minute ride. There was a Peter Pan one. That was cool actually, because you wear 3D glasses in it and it kind of feels like you're flying around with Peter Pan. So I did like that one too. But again, I was already feeling motion sick from the Tower of Terror. So this didn't help. Like by the end of the ride, I was like, okay, you know what? I am ready to go home. No, we didn't get a chance to do that, unfortunately. I don't think they'd appreciate us doing that to their animatronic. So yeah, that was basically our first 2 days in Disney. Then we switched to another hotel and we kind of explored Tokyo. We went to Tokyo Skytree. It's pretty, but I kind of lost interest after like the first 5 minutes. Listen, nothing against Skytree. It was pretty, and like the views were like super pretty and everything. I'm just a monkey. I have the attention span of a monkey. I need constant stimulation or I will lose interest. I can't just stand and admire the view. It just doesn't work for me. Unfortunately, we are not part of the script. We are just the audience. So we went to Tokyo Skytree. I did get a super cute cinema roll keychain though. And after Skytree, we went to a shrine. where I pulled out my fortune, and the first time around I got a bad fortune. I was like, great, thanks a lot. Then we went inside the shrine. I had to bribe God a little bit, like, hey, don't screw me over like this. And at one point, my sibling was like, I'm not. So basically, for the fortune, you have to, if you want, you can donate a few yen, like as a tribute to the gods for pulling out your fortune. My sibling was like, I am not gonna do that. I'm not gonna bribe God to give me a good fortune. If they want to give me a good fortune, they'll give me a good fortune. I was like, okay, good for you. Hand over the coin. So for the second time, I put like 100 yen coin, and then like really like, so you have to shake this thing, and then pull out your fortune. So I shook it as much as I could, and I was like, please, 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 and I finally got like a good fortune. It's pretty much gacha. Everything is gacha. Can't believe I have to bribe God for them to be nice to me. Like, come on, man, what the hell? So I got to pull my fortune here, and then we actually visited 2 shrines. Bribing the gods worked. Indeed it did. And the person who didn't bribe the gods, my sibling, only got like a fortune which said that, hey, nothing is gonna happen to you right now, but maybe in the future, who knows. So bribing works. That's a weird lesson. I'm not giving, this is not a life lesson, just to be clear. It's just me sharing an experience that I had with the gods. But I'm not telling you to actually bribe gods. The gods need finances too. That's why they that's why you have to give offerings. Basically. So the second shrine we went to is called, it's basically called the Cat Shrine, and it's basically like an entire area filled with cat statues. Like really, like they had this entire display full of statues, and I noticed like the top of the display also had tiny, like super tiny statues. But unfortunately, by the time we arrived there, the store which sells the statues had already closed, so I couldn't put anything there. But there were so many cats. Not like real cats, statue cats. There were so many of them everywhere. Like there were cat statues in places you wouldn't even expect there to be cat statues. I was so scared that I would trip and like fall on these statues and break them all, and then they get kicked out of Tokyo. Like banned forever. What else did we do? We also went to this place called Team Planet Labs, Team Labs Planet. I keep confusing the name. It was okay. It's basically like they have like these different sections dedicated to different elements. The first one was water, so we had to walk bare feet through water, and I did not enjoy that. I was like, man, what the fuck? What is this? Because see, I'm a clumsy person. The chances of me slipping and falling are so high, and at one point my sister actually bumped into our mom, and the two of them almost fell. Thankfully they didn't actually fall, but I just want to get out of there as soon as possible. The air and earth sections were pretty good, because like it was like a lot of like displays, like a lot of lights work, and a lot of like there was this one area which was like a dome, and you just sit there and you stare up, and they have this whole display of flowers falling down, which was pretty, it was like really pretty. I didn't want to leave, but I had to eventually. But then that was like an okay experience. Like at one point I just got so exhausted. I don't think we even entered the fire display because we were just so done by the end of it. But we had really good ramen there. Amazing ramen. One thing I have learned about Tokyo, apart from the fact that you have to walk a lot, is that a lot of the things that food you'll try turns out to be sweeter than you expect it to be. So getting their ramen was like a breath of fresh air, because it was actually like tangy and salty, and not sweet. Mm-hmm. Like, I think majority of the food I had was sweet, which was not what I expected. Then the next day we went to Mount Fuji. Super pretty. Like, we visited this village near Mount Fuji, and like they had like a lot of stuff for sale there. Like, basically, the locals set up shops for tourists. So like there was this one guy, he was giving out samples of this peach matcha tea that he made. Delicious. I bought a pack. I don't even really like matcha, but that was so good. Then they had these Sangria was like super popular here. Like, I think everywhere we went we found something Sanrio related. Like, Skytree had Sanrio x Skytree related merch. The shrine had Sanrio characters in kimono. Then here we got this box of printed Hello Kitty cookies, a lot of matcha desserts. I bought some like earrings and hair stuff here. Then they had like, so at Mount Fuji they have this thing. So they have a lot of areas with volcanic smoke coming out of it. So they boil eggs there. These eggs are called black eggs, and apparently people believe that if you eat one, your life will be extended and whatever. So black eggs are like super popular here. So I had this black egg curry. It was like a black egg curry bun, and then they were also selling this black ice cream that my sister really wanted to try. I'm not surprised the Sandrio is popular there. I'm pretty sure it again. Yeah, there's a Sandrio amusement park. I wanted to visit that, but then I looked into it. It didn't seem that exciting, so we didn't end up going there. So there was this like black ice cream. My sibling got a cone, and it just turned out to be vanilla ice cream, just in a black color. And she stood in line, like there was this long line just to get that ice cream, and she stood in that. And the thing with vanilla ice cream is actually very different. They have this like, instead of vanilla they have like a milk ice cream, and you can actually taste like the difference. It's pretty good. So yeah, and then we also went on this ropeway thing. So it's basically like you sit in a car and it just kind of goes up. The view from that was like beautiful. Like, when we were coming down, I just wanted to sit in silence and just watch the view. Of course I didn't get to do that because my family never stops talking, so it was like my mom and my sibling just yapping away in my ear. They don't even talk to each other. No, they want to talk to me all the time. They're like, hey listen, did you see that? Hey listen, did you see this? Oh, hey listen, do you see that lake? And I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at it, leave me alone. Oh my god, I don't know how I didn't lose my mind or lose a family member during this trip. I was so annoyed. It reminds me of when charcoal ice cream was popular here. It was vanilla flavored ice cream, just black in color. Charcoal ice cream. Who the fuck wants to eat charcoal ice cream? Anyways, that was like our visit to Mount Fuji. And then next day we just had the entire day to ourselves. Like, we could just do whatever. So we went to Shibuya. We found like this entire section in Shibuya. There was this one section which is dedicated to like manga. Like, not even manga, it was just basically art books. There was one for Clamp, like just Clamp. There was one for Cardcaptor Sakura and like Demon Slayer and just different anime. I wanted to buy them, but then it was like, it's just like an art book, and I don't really currently have the space in my house to keep them, and I didn't want them to go bad, like, so I didn't end up getting any. But I did buy a Len Kagamine shirt. My boy, I have a shirt for him now. Then they had like this entire section with like figurines for different characters. It was like a smaller section, and they had these two Gojo Satoru figurines on display. The first was him as a chibi, and the second was him like full form. And I wanted to get one, but just my luck, all the Gojo Satoru ones were sold out. Life hates me. Life truly is a gacha. I don't ever win. Even, like, not even, luckily you didn't bump into any demons there. Okay, so let's calm down. I wish I bumped into demons there, because if there were demons there, then Nanami would be there. Nanami. But yeah, even the Nanami figurines were sold out. There was a Ghetto ones, and they were gone too. And I was just like, what the hell, man? The only figurines I could see there were like Al from Full Metal Alchemist. And like, he's cute and all, but no. And then these other shows that I didn't really watch, so it didn't really make any sense for me to get those. Then there was this one place which had like an entire section dedicated to Nintendo. So they had these little giant figures of Mario, Link. His name is Link, right? Yeah, Link. And like some character from Splatoon, and there's other characters from Animal Crossing. You not bribe gods enough, so yeah, hey, listen, how much do you need me to bribe you? I give you 200 yen. I don't have all that much money to give. Then they had this other section which I loved, which is dedicated to Godzilla. So they had this giant Godzilla figurine. I was like, hell yeah, Godzilla! Then they had one Pokemon section. The Pokemon one was the coolest because like they in one area it was completely empty, and they just had this display in the middle with Mewtwo inside, like a bigger version of him just sleeping in there. It was so cool. Then they had next to it was the store where you could buy stuff. But again, we ended up not buying anything because the line for the cash register was so freaking long. The bribe was just enough to ensure no harm came, and that the weather was nice. Yeah, it seems so. My god, gods are pricey. Though we did find this one store where they sold like second-hand anime merch, and I did get like some stuff from there. I got this tiny little figurine of this guy, what's his name? The one from Windbreaker, Unomiya. Unomiya? Is that his name, right? It's Windbreaker kudasai. Yes, Unomiya. Onoyama. Why am I getting his name wrong? Yeah, okay. So Google is misleading me too. Can't Haru Umemiya. Okay, I was right the first time. God damn it. Should stop doubting myself. But yeah, I got like a tiny figurine of him, and like, dude, no matter how many times I see him in color, I just get so confused because like when I first started reading Windbreaker, I really expected him to be a blonde, but he has white hair. And every time I see him in color, I get bamboozled, even though I know his hair is white. But anyways, I got a tiny figurine of him, and like I got two badges for the first is for Eva Izumi. But I actually wanted a Oikawa one, but the ones they had weren't cute, so I didn't get that. But I got one for Eva Izumi, and then I got one for Rengoku from Demon Slayer. Though now that I have them, I don't know what to do with them. Because I don't really have any area where I can display them. So right now they're just safely tucked away in my drawer. I don't know what to do. I'm so happy to have them. I forgot who he was. Oh my god, Sue. He's one of my favorites. I love him. kind of regret not buying more stuff when I was there, because I thought that I would find more areas where they sell anime related things. Next time, I will get more stuff. Maybe I'll have a better setup where I can display things more easily. But yeah. I got like a bunch of keychains. I don't even like keychains that much, but I got a bunch of them. And yeah, that was basically my trip to Tokyo. It was fun, I'm not gonna lie. I had so much fun. It was like amazing. Like, it was really so much different from what I expected. Everyone was like, all the people we encountered were like super nice. Bunch of keychain each for every key in your house. I don't have that many keys. Yeah, I know, right? That happened. That basically is what happened to me. But yeah, I mean, I was expecting the trip to go so much different from how it went. And it was mostly because everybody we came across while we were in Tokyo was so nice to us. They were like super helpful and super polite. I haven't had so many people say sorry and thank you to me in my whole life that I did in like 1 week. I have that many keys. You can have a few of mine. All of those. Yeah, I just put the keychains on my bag, like, to display them. And actually, and the weather was so nice, and the city is like super clean and super organized. It was just amazing. Like, when we came back though, we were able to get like an upgrade to business class, and I really expected that since we got an upgrade to business class, the ride would be smoother, but for some reason I just could not fucking fall asleep. I got like 2 hours of sleep in like an 8.5 hour plane back home. I had so much time on my hands. I watched like 3 movies. I watched The Nightmare Before Christmas, I watched Super Mario Bros, and then I watched Wicked. Oh my god. Though at one point, so basically when you're in business class, they give you like this menu where you can like pick your meal. And when they came to ask me what I wanted, I was basically half asleep. And they were like, and the flight attendant, she just asked me, the flight attendant just asked me, do you want the Western cuisine or the Japanese cuisine? Like, she said something along those lines. I couldn't really hear her. And I just mumbled Japanese. So they gave me a Japanese, like, entire set, which comes with, like, a starter, the main dish, and a dessert. Which was way too much food, by the way. Like, too much food. You're still on the same plane. It's just usually a little more spa. And I'm gonna get into the Wicked. Okay, I have some things to say about that, but anyways, the plane. So the first thing was like this set with different meals in it, like tiny meals in it. And I like when it came, I just went through the menu just to see what I was eating. So there was like salmon and like 2 fish dishes, shrimp, some miso soup, not miso but like daikon in miso, something like that. Then the menu said there was snow crab, and I was so excited. I was like, "Oh my god, snow crab! I've had crab like once in my life, so I was super excited." And then I eat it. This is the worst thing ever, because they put the crab in like this jello sort of a thing, and I was just like, "What the fuck is this?" I didn't like that at all. So anyways, I barely got through that part of the meal. Then they brought the main, which was like basically like rice, miso soup, beef, and there was another thing that I'm not remembering right now. Yeah, I know, it was just weird, man. They were just trying to be too fancy. Like, there was no need for all this. I ate like as much as I could. That was good. I couldn't finish it all because it was just like too much food for me. The dessert was the best. It was like this matcha thingy with pieces of like tiny pieces of apple in it, which was pretty like at first it was a bit bitter, but as I kept on eating it became better. But yeah, so the food ended. I tried to take another nap, woke up, then watched another movie. Then they brought another meal, and I was just like, bro, this time I went for the Western one, which was like basically sausages, eggs, very weird eggs to be very honest, and like this sweet potato pound cake thing, which genuinely tasted like cardboard. I didn't enjoy that at all. I just like ate like half of it. Like I couldn't eat more. It was kind of disgusting. Would think at least the food would be better. It was not. And then so yeah, after that meal, basically an hour later we landed. But yeah, sweet potato dessert. It wasn't a dessert. It was savory. I think that was the issue why I didn't like it much, because it was like a mixture of like sweet potato with something else, which made it kind of savory, and it just like it had this weird taste to it. I don't know how to explain it. It just tasted like cardboard. And they had this weird ketchup thingy with cheese sprinkled on top. Like, you know what? Not everything has to be fancy. Food can just be food. Though I do think that the flight attendants thought that I was crying. So the thing that happened, like on my last, like when we were on the last day when we were going to the airport, my eye kept watering for some reason. I don't know why that kept happening, and like tears kept coming out of one eye. So I'm pretty sure, like, so throughout the entire flight, I was just basically wiping the tears away, and I'm pretty sure that the flight attendants thought that I was sad or something, because they kept coming up to me and asking me if I was okay, and kept offering me more drinks, and just kept asking me if the flight was okay, if I need anything else. Probably the lack of sleep, because after I came back home and I took a nap, it went away. But yeah. I was just like, are you okay? Do you need anything else? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm not crying. I swear. But yeah. And the flight landed, and I stepped out, and I was immediately hit by this wave of heat, and pollution filled my lungs, and I was like, ah, yes, I am back home. Oh boy. They were just concerned, bless their hearts. So yeah, they were very sweet. And one of them was like super startled by the way I was eating my meals, because I was only like eating a little of everything, and she was just like so confused. She was like, are you done? Do you need anything else? And I'm like, no, I'm fine, thank you so much. But yeah, Wicked. I want to talk about Wicked now. So I watched it in the flight, right? The first part. And I have a question. Like, clearly I'm being dense as fuck, but am I supposed to like Glinda? Because I don't. I hate her ass. She's so annoying. Like, up until the very end, I wanted to like just jump her. Like, what is wrong with you, woman? Why are you the way you are? I didn't like her at all. Like, they kept trying to show us that Glinda and Elfie were like good friends and best of friends, and they love each other, and I was just like, where though? Because like, if you think about it, Glinda only started being nice to Elphaba after she found out that Elphaba tried to help her. Like with the wand, like when she received the wand, but before that she was more than happy to screw with her. And Elphaba like giving so much to Glinda, taking her to the wizard, and not just taking her to the wizard, but then Glinda doesn't even side with her. She was just like, "Oh no, don't do this, don't ruin things, this and that." And I'm like, God, he's basically talking about enslaving an entire species. What the hell are you talking about? So yeah, I did not care for her at all. Up until the end, even when she was saying goodbye to Elphaba, I was just like, no girl, you suck. Which also made her entire, like, everything that she was doing in like the beginning of the book, it was beginning of the movie, like singing about nobody mourns the wicked and stuff, even worse, because she actually knows what happened and she never like said anything, because I guess like her getting her dream job was more important. Friends. Brother, with friends like that, who needs enemies? Sorry, I just didn't like her. I know like a lot of people are gonna be like, no, she's misunderstood and all that jazz, but I don't like her. Probably won't watch the second part, but unless I'm in another flight with nothing else to say. But yeah, that was basically my wicked rant. And also don't like Alphaba's father or her sister for that matter. Like, girl, please. Like, I mean, I guess I get where the sister's coming from because she's like just lived her entire life. Like, the way she's lived her entire life and stuff, but also. Though at one point, I don't know why, but I thought that the wizard was Alphaba's father, though I don't think that is the case. Well, actually, wait, what? I was right. Hold on, what? Oh, I was right. The Wizard of Oz is her father. Damn, girl. I wasn't even paying attention. Wait, I'm on the wiki right now. Huh. Can council spoil since revealed in part 2, but yeah, they hinted at the beginning and when they meet, but it's not known until. Yeah, but I mean, that doesn't really change anything. He's not very fatherly now, is he? Oh well. Anyways, those are just my thoughts on Wicked. Don't like Linda. And don't know if I'm gonna watch the sequel. Too many characters to focus on. Yeah, those are my thoughts basically. Ah. Even the Super Mario movie was. Though it did feel bad for Bowser. Bowser is Bowser, right? I'm so bad with names. Yes, Bowser. I felt bad for him at a point because he really didn't have anybody smart to advise him, because everybody around, like that one wizard dude with him, God, I hated his ass. I'm like, are you stupid? Like, oh, you want to marry the princess and your big idea is to check snout, destroy her world? Dumb bitch. What do you think was gonna happen? Oh well, it was a decent movie. I think I kind of just like zoned out when they appeared back in Brooklyn, and then everything just went back to normal. Like, oh yeah, daily, this is a normal appearance. This is a normal occurrence in Brooklyn. But no, I got so fed up with Linda's narrative in this book that I nearly dropped it because I couldn't stand her. Yeah, I couldn't stand Glinda in the movie either. I kind of like skipped through her parts. Like, oh, I want to be popular. Oh, I'm so nice. Oh, I'm so sweet. I'm so amazing. Oh, you're gonna get punched in the face someday, and I'm gonna enjoy every moment of it. Glinda the good. Please. If this is good. I mean, I guess that she's an accurate portrayal of quote unquote good people. Anyways, we yeah, all in all, I had a great vacation. We do like I do want to go back to Tokyo again, because I mean, like I said, we weren't able to explore everything in Tokyo. Plus, we also wanna go to Osaka and forgetting that other place's name because I am dumb. But yeah, we probably will go back to Japan again. Those people say that they're good but never actually do anything good. Yeah, do be like that. Kyoto, yes. Osaka and Kyoto. Kyoto has, if I'm not mistaken, it has a Universal. Or is it in Osaka? I think it's in Kyoto. Osaka Universal Studios. Yeah, okay, Osaka has the Universal Studios, so we want to go there. Hopefully this one has like a fast pass, because I can't do lines anymore, man. I'm done. Yes, it does have an express pass. Hallelujah. Oh, it has multiple express passes for some reason. Minecart special? Why can't one express pass be enough? Why do you need like 30,000 of them? Please. Ugh, whatever. I mean, I guess that's how you make money, but still. We were initially planning to take the train to Kyoto, but it was like it would take around 2 hours to go there, then 2 hours to come back. So it wouldn't be enough time to really explore. Unfortunate. So yeah, we're planning that when we go next time, we'll have a longer trip so we can properly like explore Kyoto. We might go in the same time next year because like the weather was so pleasant right now, and we got to learn that before September the weather was like super humid. So like this is like the perfect time to visit. I hope you have a great time then too. Thank you. And like next time I go, I'm gonna explore more anime related stuff because like we had that whole I posted a picture of it. There was this whole pop up store for Togen Rambo. So they were like they had like these character themed drinks and stuff, which I really wanted to try, but we didn't have the time to stop. But next time I'm gonna like make a plan that's more flexible so I can. So when I see pop ups like this, I can, you know, enjoy it. And this time I'm going to get a Gojo Satoru figurine. Even if it kills me. Okay, I'm not gonna go to that extreme. I don't wanna die. But yeah. Okay. Hold on. Hello, welcome. And yeah, the trip was pretty awesome. Oh boy, it was so good. I'm going there a second. I mean, I plan to go a second time. My family might just go like, "Oh no, we went once. Why go another time?" But for now, we're all in agreement that a second trip is a good idea. So I don't think we'd go to Disney again. I think once was more than enough. I don't love Disney so much to go there twice and stand in lines for 50 minutes for one 2-minute ride. No, thank you, sir. Maybe if they get a fast pass, but I think those would run out super fast as well. Don't tempt me. My sibling was like telling me, hey, why don't you get like a 6-month visa? And I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with a 6-month visa to any place? Like, listen, I was there for a week and it was fun and everything, but at one point I really just wanted to come back home and just get in my own bed. There's so many places to explore in Japan. Definitely great to go back. Oh yeah, I definitely want to explore it, but I feel like if you're gonna stay in any place for like long term, like 6 months, you need your like your own space, right? You can't just keep staying in a hotel room because I'm so used to being by myself most of the time. Like in my room, I'm by myself. And that is so important to me personally because I really need my own space to kind of recharge and be ready to do other stuff. But in this 1 week, I was sharing one hotel room with my family. And it's really a miracle I didn't lose my mind and commit unspeakable crimes. So I think like we were there for a week, and by like the 5th day, I was just ready to go home. I was ready to just be in my space. Loner streamer need to make some friends for you. Hey, I have friends. I just have a low social battery. Yeah, I honestly can't think of staying in a hotel for longer than 2 weeks. And also, like, the thing is, I couldn't get much sleep in the hotel room because, so most of the times with hotels, their beds are like super soft, like the mattress, like you step on it and it just completely sinks in. I'm not used to that because my mattress at home is like on the harder side. So that's what I'm used to. And over here, like every time I just stepped onto the mattress, it would just sink in, and I was just like, oh my god. And it was like really not good for my back. I'm like an old lady. I have back and knee problems. I need adequate support. No, but really, my back went through it during this trip. Need to recharge alone is such a mood. Went to company outing with secondary literally want to go home. Oh boy, I can't imagine, like, I barely survive in outings with family. A company outing would, I think that would just kill me. That would be my 13th reason why. Oh my god. I can't, I really can't. I mean, the good thing about hotels, I guess, is like you have someone who will come and clean your room, and then like some hotels offer breakfast, which is usually pretty good in the mornings. You have like this whole buffet, so you can choose. But my god, the beds aren't supportive at all. Please, hotels, consider old people. Yeah, that is it. Oh my god, dude. I used to work, so I've usually, with all my jobs, I've been working from home. But even with one of them, like they had this thing where every week they would have a company-wide meeting. It wasn't to discuss important things. It was to play games. They called it like a bonding thing. And I was just like, I hated every minute of it because they'd be like, switch on your camera, guys, let's switch on our cameras. And I'm like, not even if God himself comes down and tells me to do it, I won't. And the worst part about these meetings would, like, they would keep singling you out. They'd be like, hey, you over there, why don't you share a story? And I'm like, I remember this one time they were like, hey, you, they called me out by name, and they're like, why don't you share a story about something good your friends did for you? Everyone before me had shared such fun stories, and I was just like, all I have is angst. And I told them a story, which immediately brought down the mood of the entire meeting. And then I had people DMing me, and they were just like, hey, are you okay? Are you gonna cry? And I'm like, no. Oh god, I hated that so much. It's like my own personal nightmare. Oh my god, dude, oh my god. So for international airports over here, you have this thing called duty free. I'm not sure if it's there, it's everywhere, but in, like, basically you can buy stuff without paying tax for it. So over here, the biggest section in duty free in my country, in my city at least, in the airport, is like this the alcohol section. So they have, like, it's divided into different parts with each section for a different alcohol, like gin, vodka, wine, blah blah blah. So we are in that section of duty free because my sibling has to buy some stuff for her boss, and I am alone. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take a look around because they had like a section for chocolates. So I was like there, and I was walking back, and like with the alcohol section, they're like one guy for each type of alcohol standing there. Like there's the sales rep. And they all just kept calling out to me. That is like, madam, do you want to buy? And it's like basically my worst nightmare because it was like I'm on a stage with a spotlight on me and all these people are staring at me. I was like literally clutching my passport to my chest. I had my head down and I was walking as fast as I could, refusing to make eye contact with anyone. I was so freaked out. I really thought I was gonna cry at that time. I did cry, but yeah. Like eventually I reached the place where my mom and my sibling were standing, and I was like, okay, I'm there. I'm at the finish line. I'm almost there. But then suddenly, these two guys appeared in front of me, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to help with anything? Do you want to buy anything?" And I'm like, "No, I'm with them." Just like ran, and literally, if my voice sounds squeaky now, it was worse at the duty free. Oh boy. No thanks, but it's not much for it. I hated that. I hated that so much. It's like I hate going to makeup stores here for the same reason, because they can't tell you around the store suggesting products. Oh my god. Oh, actually, that's like one of the reasons why I like the Sephora where I live, because they don't tail me around. Like, they know me at this point. Like, I once bought like a bunch of stuff when my one of my cousins was getting married, and they know me now, so they don't tail me around. Like, if I just tell them I'm looking around, they just leave me alone. But like in the beginning, it was just like, "Hey, your skin kind of looks bad. Do you want these products?" I'm like, "No, I don't." Oh boy, I remember one time, this dude literally sprayed a toner on my face like without even waiting for me to say whether I want to try it or not. And I was just like, "Why would you do that? Why would you do that?" It did not chase him around like Phil Dunphy in Modern Family, even though I wanted to. I was just like, "Okay, thanks," and left. Oh boy, I hate it. I hate it when they're so super pushy, because like I understand, like, as sales reps, their entire job is to sell stuff, but it gets so annoying. Like, I hate it when they get pushy with you, because like, if you, especially when you tell them that, "Hey, I don't want this particular thing because it doesn't work for me," and they're like, "No, no, 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 you don't know what you're talking about. We know your skin better than you do." And I'm like, "No, you don't." And like, I used to have such a hard time in the past saying no, because like, I'm not a very confrontational person, so they would just be like, "You should buy this," and I'm like, "No, no, no, thank you." And they're like, "No, but you should buy this. This is what you need." And I have to just go running to my mom, like, "Mom, please save me." I don't want it. Oh my god, I hate it so much when they do that. They don't do it to me now because they know me, but still, which kind of sucks, because I don't want to, like, where we live, I don't want to live here anymore. I constantly keep thinking that we should move, but then if we move, then all of these connections that I have made, they will go away. I need to be super caffeinated to say no. I mean, I can say no now. I'm like getting a backbone. It's pretty weak, hurts a lot, but it's there now. So if they tell me like, "No, you should buy this," I'm just like, "No, thank you. I just said I don't want it. Leave me alone." I don't say leave me alone because that's rude, but I politely decline. Oh boy. So yeah, I think that's one of the things about moving away, is like losing like this comfort that you've created for yourself. Oh boy. So it's like between living in a better place versus living in a shitty place but having like some comforts. That's how aggressive they are at anime cons, especially those trying to sell their indie comics. Like, they make it so hard to decline. Oh boy. I don't think I've been to an anime con. I went to a comic con once. Almost cried because it was so crowded. I don't know if I've made this obvious, but I don't do well with crowds. I went to a Comic Con once. It was fine. Like, it was hot and it was crowded and it smelled like sweat and bad choices. I don't know which one. I don't know the meme. Akira, leave me alone. I don't think I know which meme this is, but I will check it out. Yeah, anyways, that was just my first and my last Comic Con experience. Same, I'm glad mine was more low-key, but the smell did give me a headache. You know, people, listen to me. Okay, listen, I'm this is like genuine advice. I don't usually give advice here, but this is genuine advice. And My advice is invest in deodorant. It's not a bad thing. But if you're gonna invest in deodorant, don't go with that all natural stuff. That shit stinks. Like, I don't know how people do it. Like that whole like, oh, it's an all natural deodorant with exfoliants in it. Okay, first of all, why the fuck do you need exfoliants in your deodorant? It doesn't make sense. The only con I go to, like, I absolutely go as a local. What the fuck, bro? How you have BL conventions? That's so cool. I want to go to one, but I'm pretty sure that if we had a BL convention where I live, it would be burned to the ground. It sucks, but maybe someday. Someday. It didn't work for me. I switched back so fast. Yeah, I tried it too. It's just, it doesn't do anything. BL conventions someday. I believe. I never thought I would go to Japan, but I did go to Japan, so I believe I will go to a BL convention someday too. God, do I gotta bribe you with 200 yen again? Yes, science reasons. How the hell did we even get to this topic? Ooh, June. I have to see. But I'm noting this down for research someday. So there are two life lessons here now. If you want a less crowded con where people are polite, you go to a BL con. And the second lesson is use deodorant, god damn it. Like, I feel like that they should make that compulsory, that if you're coming to the comic con, like just coming to a con in general, you have to wear deodorant. It's compulsory. If you that needs to be like a check at the entrance, and if you're not wearing any, you get turned away. So if you go to, like, if you go in June, then I'll also come. It can be like a friend trip. Oh boy. Huh. I actually have a lot of travel planned for this year. I don't know if I'll actually do it because haha, travel anxiety, but I do have it planned. Hey, that's nice. I haven't heard that ship's name in a while now. Yeah, but I do know a lot of Jongdok artists are from PH. Usually whenever I look at their profiles, it's like listed there, so. I do have a lot of their merch right now though. I bought like this Zine, like the full bundle of it. Like it had 2 books and like a bunch of merch, which I just have and I don't know what to do with it. It had like a bunch of keychains and stickers and like bookmarks and like 2 standees, and I don't know what to do with it because it's like I don't have any place in my house to like display this stuff. Oh, one second, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, I didn't sneeze. Okay, I'm in a situation where I can feel that I'm going to sneeze, but I'm not sneezing. And it's probably because I acknowledged that it's going to happen, so it's not happening now, and it's terrible, but oh, whatever. Yeah, I feel like the thing about living at home is that I cannot display my merch because it's like I have this like 2 Jongtok standees where it's unfortunately they aren't just standing together. Please stop being shy, I beg. uh, Someday I will have like one of those display thingies that people have in their home, like the big ones with all their figurines and standees and stuff in it. Oh my god, when I saw that Token Rambo pop-up shop, there were like so many people carrying around like plushes of their favorite character, and like they were sitting with their friends with their drinks, and their characters were sitting on the table, like the plushes were sitting on the table. So cute. Wonderful, we get such cool stuff here in India. Anyways, I need to start wrapping things up here because it's gonna be 7 a.m. in like 3 minutes, and people are gonna start waking up. I'm not in the mood to explain to my mom who I'm talking to. Like, her assumption is always it's like a guy, and I'm like, mother, please understand the only guy in my life is Sebastian and Gojo Satoru, but they're not having conversations with me. I mean, I guess Sebastian will if I play the game, but you know what I mean. Just say you do in one-way call, video call. I told her, I tell her that I'm playing games with my friends, but she does not believe me. They see mothers do not believe these things. They only believe in imaginary boyfriends. But anyways, I'm going to start wrapping things up here. I am now back, so I will see you guys more regularly this week. We're gonna start playing games again. What is the... now I want a Yaman plush and Mikasuke plush. Someday, someday. Okay, so basically from the first onwards, I'm gonna start playing more Halloween themed stuff. Maybe, kind of, let's see. Some Halloween themed stuff. But until then, I'm gonna wrap things up here, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye bye.